This podcast has naughty words. If you don't like it, fuck ya.
FoolishWorks presents the Hypothetical Hour, asterisk.
Welcome to FoolishWorks presents the Hypothetical Hour, the super serious show devoid of any humor and merriment, exploring deep intellectual questions of great importance. On the panel today, straight out of the accountancy convention, it's Darian. In the running for world's most boring businessman, it's Jake and Ryan.
Thank you for your service.
Why don't we read out our favourite listener-submitted answer from the previous week?
We're on YouTube now, we should look at the YouTube comments.
There are no YouTube comments.
We are on the YouTube.
Yes, we now have a YouTube channel.
If you would like to do the YouTube with us, just look up, where do you go?
I don't fucking know. Hold on. YouTube.com/user/FoolishWorks.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
To do a YouTube with your favourite podcast.
To do a YouTube?
Do a YouTube.
You're going to do a YouTube with your
Yes,
favorite
do a
podcast.
YouTube.
That's not a verb. Or...
YouTube is a verb.
No.
Well, while you're on our channel as well, you can also have a look at some fantastic Minecraft videos.
Fantastic.
Not so much fantastic as they are useless.
Well, they're fantastic in the sense that they've got double-digit views compared with our podcast.
It's true. One of them went as high as 80 views. 80 views.
80 views.
80 views.
Whereas the highest hypothetical podcast currently has 5?
5, and I'm pretty sure most of those are me.
To be fair, though, we're terrible.
We are terrible.
We are terrible.
This is entirely true.
I'm slightly terrible.
And also, we need to actually promote things. Like, you know, we're putting it out, but nobody actually knows about it, except when I put things on Facebook, and your mother sees it and makes comments that you shouldn't swear.
Fuck you.
That still amuses me.
I'm sorry, Mum.
On tonight's show, Darian's going to be self-conscious about swearing.
Alright, read out the listener-submitted answer.
Alright. Wasn't so much a submitted answer, just a declaration that they're stealing my horror game idea. Damn it, I fucking knew we shouldn't. And of course, immediately after we say, thankfully we're not on YouTube, we go and put it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's just mixed messages. Poor planning on our part.
Well, really, under copyright law, we've already put that idea up there and it's already published. So, unless someone kills Darian and waits for 70 years, then you can't
copyright.
Yeah, you can't copyright an idea,
that.
Ryan. Things that stem from ideas.
But we published that idea on the show, though.
No, but that doesn't matter.
No, but that's only that idea in the context of the show. Somebody could take that idea and use it to make something else,
okay,
and that's not illegal.
Ideas are. I was gonna say a dime a dozen. We don't have dimes.
People will understand the concept, though. Enough people know about dimes.
Yeah, but why do we know that concept? We don't have
we've got
dimes.
cents.
How much is a dime worth?
10 cents.
I thought it was 25. No, that's a nickel.
No. A nickel is 5, a quarter is 25, and a dime is 10.
Well, today I learned something.
Also, they're not fucking American coins. They're all fucked up. The sizes are weird. It's like, you know how ours are logical and arranged in size and shape according to their value and stuff?
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on the front of the $2 coin is slightly smaller than the $1 coin.
The gold ones are thicker and the $2 gets smaller and thicker. It distinguishes itself from the others.
So what you're saying is consistent in how it increments.
They're consistent in how they are associated with value. But no, American coins, it goes like the penny is like fucking... Here we go. Let me just link you this image so you can take a look. So it's starting on the left-hand side is the penny, the 1 cent, and then it goes up to the 5 cent, which is bigger, and then the 10 cent, which is the smallest of all the coins. And then the quarter, and then the $half, which I'm pretty sure doesn't really exist. And then the $1, which also doesn't really exist.
Wait, I thought they switched to
No.
silver dollars rather than...
They did not switch. Silver dollars have always been a thing. They're like a limited thing. They still use the paper dollars. They also have the $2 note, which is a real thing, but is so low in circulation nobody believes it's real, and some places won't accept it even though it's legal tender.
Right.
I got one. It was great. I love it.
Would it be worth more if it's so rare?
No. Well, yes, technically... No, it's not rare. They're not rare. they're still worth exactly $2. You can go to any bank in the States and ask for some $2 notes and they'll order some in for you. But some people do pay more than $2 for them, like on eBay. So,
okay,
yeah.
that's weird.
But
if you can go to a bank and just get $2 notes, why would you pay for it?
people are idiots, don't question it.
Yeah, no. But the fact is, the coins have a face value, which is the value printed on the note, and then there's the actual value.
All right, anyway, let me finish what I was saying. It was so surreal when I was in the States and paying for things, because I think I had like a $100 note or something, or 50 or 100, one or the other, high value note. And when I went to pay for something with it, the cashier, like, you know, like they hold it up to the light and shit, and they're investigating it to see if it's a counterfeit. It's like, fuck America, please don't use paper money. What the hell? I've never seen anyone question the validity of my notes here because we have plastic money that's hard to copy, you know?
And we have little windows.
And we have little windows in
You can
them
see through.
and a whole bunch of different counterfeiting
I've only
things
ever come across a counterfeit note once, and that's when I was working at the cinemas.
I think I've seen one, and they were, like, really obvious.
They are very obvious. The printing is completely, like, the colours are completely wrong.
The colours are wrong, the texture
Or when there is
wrong,
windows, it's
the
just,
windows
it's
are
really
horrible.
crinkly and...
Yeah, it's awful. It's like, fuck, move away from the paper. Jesus.
You know, when I was over in America, I always thought American currency was a thing like a citizenship test. Because you'd stand there and you'd go like, oh, just wait a moment, I've just got to find out the difference between $0.50 and this dime.
Yeah, the coins, the notes are all either the same or very similar sizes. Basically, America hates blind people. That's the long and the short of it.
America doesn't only hate blind people.
They hate everyone, but mostly blind
They
people.
hate the metric system. They hate parliamentary democracy.
They hate the concept of bribery being illegal in their political system.
I mean, super PACs. How is that even a thing? How is that
Super
even
PAC
a thing?
sounds like the most awesome gaming convention ever.
I wish I could have gone to PAX this year.
I can never go to PAX. It's always on PAX and Supernova. They're both always on around my 2 separate exam periods. Every year it's the same. University exam period 1, Supernova. Exam period 2, PAX. I can't win.
Oh, you'll be out of uni soon.
You should do what I did and graduate.
You mean I should do what you did and get hit by a car?
I graduated.
That's nothing to do with me graduating this year.
I got a little diploma.
It's mostly
and a
what
hat
it is.
and a robe.
Because you got hit by a car.
No, it was because I studied.
No, you don't count, Ryan. You're successful.
Yeah, you're successful and you're responsible in real life.
Yeah, successful, responsible, tall.
And lonely.
Got your driver's license before any of us.
Yes, but what at what cost though, Darian? At what cost?
Ryan, the only reason why you're lonely is because you don't want to go out and meet people. If you go out and meet people in your area, you might actually not be lonely.
Maybe click on some of those sexy singles in your areas ads, Ryan. Come on, what's the worst that could happen?
STDs or STIs, whatever you
Yeah,
want
but
to call
yeah,
them.
best case. Think about that.
Well, I did get this email from this Nigerian prince who was offering me $1 million if I gave him my...
Well, you better take it.
Thank
You
you.
better
I know.
give him as much as he needs so he can get that money to
I
you
know.
as quickly as possible.
I know.
Absolutely. Just give them everything. Just mail them all of your identifying documents.
Anyway, deciding the turn order for this week. How are we deciding the turn order
That's
for
a
this week,
great
Darian?
question. I haven't checked.
Well, have a look.
Let's have a look. Oh. This week, we are deciding the turn order by current proximity to Jake's lovely wife. By distance, yes.
Oh, I guess that'd have been... So I'd be
Yeah, 'cause
first.
you're like right next to her. And then, I'm just a bit of a hop over to the right, a pretty big hop over to the right, and then Ryan. Yeah?
Ryan's a bit further south than you are.
Quite a bit further.
Where I'm in a place that we do not speak of.
Hop, skip, and a jump. And a long drive.
So that's Jake, Darian, and Ryan.
Sounds right?
Alright. The first scenario. You find a book and begin to read, only to discover that it is your life. You get to the point that you are at now. Do you turn the page knowing that you will not be able to change the events to come? Or do you close the book, never to see it again?
Absolutely, I would. Absolutely, I would. I would abuse it. I'd abuse the hell out of it. But first of all, I'd use it to turn the pages back and find everything that I had recently lost, like where my pocket Pikachu pet thing is, and where the goddamn top of my lava lamp went.
It's not a lava lamp anymore.
Fuck you, it's still a lava lamp.
It's just a really interesting looking
it's
bottle
still got
with
the
wax
bottom,
in.
the bottom of the lava lamp. It's just like hot. It's
Yeah, but it's just a bottle
Fuck
now.
you.
Darian,
It will do nothing to calm skeletal horses.
I'm very sorry. Unfortunately, it's gone. Even the book won't even tell you where it is. You just got to do an Elsa, Darian. Let it go.
God damn it, book. Why won't you help me find my lava lamp? Anyway, I'd abuse it. First of all, I'd resolve to go and buy a lottery ticket. And I'd know the winning lottery numbers because I read ahead to get them. Thus, it would describe me reading ahead and writing down the winning lottery numbers. It's a paradox, but it's a paradox I can't change, so it doesn't matter. And then I'd stop reading. I'd just read ahead just enough to set me up to live comfortably in a modest house with a network of slides to get from room to room.
See, this is where I got to intervene here, Darian, and say that's not going to happen.
Absolutely, it's going to happen.
Because really, like, I say no because I already know what the next page is. You know, like I'm going to turn the page, and then there's going to be a page there saying that I turned a page expecting there to be finding out what happens next in my life, only to find a page telling me that I turned a page. Trying to find out what I found next, only to find then there's a bingaloo within the pages.
God, Ryan. Hiding inside the pages? They're thin, aren't they? But can they fold up that thin? They're where you're least expecting them, my God.
They do hide everywhere. I mean, one was a couch, so...
Oh my God, they could fit in that tiny sliver behind my bookshelf. Nowhere is safe.
Nowhere is safe from the bingoon.
Not even subsequent episodes of the podcast.
Yep. We could find out one day if Bingoon is hosting this podcast. End of humanity, all of you know it.
It's nothing but Bingoons all the way down.
Yes, essentially, as a too long don't read, it's going to be a bootstrap paradox.
Okay.
If that's how you apply the paradox. Essentially, it's just going to be pages telling me that I turned the page expecting to find something else, only that I turned the page to find a page that told me.
Well, say the question there is if it's whether the book, A, is it condensed? Because the book isn't getting any bigger, it's just a book. So you'd assume it'd be like summarized or, I don't know, magic. But the question is whether it writes itself as you turn the pages into the future or if it's already written. See, the way it's presented, I assume it's already written, in which case it would kind of just summarize you turning the pages a bunch of times and then get on with it, because that would be stupid.
Yeah, see, that's what I expected. Although I did this very inspired way of looking at it where Darian turned the pages back so he could find out things that he'd forgotten.
Because my memory is fucking terrible. I'd just keep a bookmark in the current day so that whenever I forget something, I can just skim back a few pages.
But if we hold the logic that you wrote the book later on in your life and it went back in time, then wouldn't you have forgotten all that?
Well, that's nothing. That's not even present in the question. So,
Yeah,
but you brought that up saying that.
What? No, I didn't.
That you summarised it.
No, what?
No.
No. I'm saying
No.
what
He's talking about is he's turning the pages back so he sees what's in the past. I mean, that's just history. That has no bearing on what's going to happen in the future. I mean, it just means that the book will then say, if he did turn the page going the other way, the book would then immediately say afterwards that he turned the pages back to see what he'd forgotten first.
Yeah,
and then continue on with whatever it says.
But we're not saying that this is a self-prophesizing book. We're saying that it's written by someone, apparently.
Well, it's a magic future book. We don't need to question it that hard.
Well, let's hypothetically say that it was written by you and it went back in time.
Well, then it'd be a really shitty book, because I wouldn't remember shit.
I've seen Darian's writing.
Hey!
That lava lamp top's never going to be found now.
Fuck you, lava lamp.
Yeah, it'll just have in the notes that fucking lava lamp top.
Day 21. I tried in vain to search lava lamp behind the couch, only to find a bingoon.
The rest of Darian's life was spent looking for the top of his lava lamp. He died alone
and miserable without a lava lamp top. Yeah, the margins of the book would just be scrawled with mad ravings about the lava lamp top. Where could it have gone? Who took it? It was them. They're behind it all.
We should just devote an entire movie to Darian trying to find the top of his lava lamp.
Yeah, the lava lamp.
Oh, he'll never find it. It's already spoiled. That's the problem. We'll never let him find the top of his lava lamp. I'm saying this to everyone at home right now. If we do release a movie like that, Darian does not find the top of his lava lamp, and then he dies.
What if I find the top of my lava lamp, but I come back and my lava lamp's been stolen?
It's not going to happen.
The rest of the lava lamp's just gone. Just the top.
What happens if it was that Darian didn't find the top of the lava lamp, but he found something more important, and that was friendship?
The lava lamp top was inside me all along.
Oh,
oh God, it's inside me! I can feel it writhing underneath my skin!
wouldn't.
I mean, my other argument to this would also be that Darian no longer has a lava lamp. Without the top, it's not a lava lamp, it's a bottle. It's a weird-looking bottle cap thing.
You're the worst, I hate you.
Alright, Ryan, you can answer the scenario?
Well, I don't think I want to, Jake, because I already answered the question. It's your turn.
Alright, well, I wouldn't. I wouldn't turn over to the next page. Will is quantum. As far as I'm concerned, will is quantum, and if I, or anyone else for that matter, observe my future, then all of my decisions will have been made, and life will not be worth living anymore. I'd probably have to ensure nobody else gets their hands on my future either way, otherwise they'll obtain complete control over my life. No, you don't touch that shit with a 20-foot pole. Just leave it alone. If I get to the point that I'm at now, I've already read it, so I've already looked into my past.
Have you considered burning the book?
Well, I don't know if that's something that, if it's a magical, future-telling book.
You set the book on fire, and then you burn. You'll catch on fire. It'll be great.
No, but I don't want that to happen.
It's like Tom Riddle's diary.
Definitely burn the book.
Stab it.
It would be like Tom Riddle's diary, though, wouldn't it? Because words have power, especially these words that are magical, and I have no idea who wrote them. For all I know, it was written by a magical wizard from the Discworld who had opened up into Roundworld and said, "Ha, I'm going to create his life and put it into this book."
Are there non-magical wizards? I guess as software wizards.
If you work by the argument that technology is a form of magic, then...
Sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
Yeah.
So to summarize Jake's point, Jake would hide the book in a giant sewer with a giant serpent, only for some little bratty, nerdy wizard boy to waltz on in and stab the book with one of the spider's fangs.
And then I would finally die.
So it turned from a serpent to a spider. I guess this is Australia, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, any form of deadly creature, really.
Even diaries.
Multiple forms, yeah. Diaries, the deadliest of creatures. They're leading cause of death for high schoolers.
Paper cuts.
Diaries, yeah.
Fucking diaries.
Paper
Usually if they fall from a great height.
Oh
though.
yeah, you got to watch for the high. It's a real problem. Diaries, perched precariously at the top of skyscrapers.
Well, that's why you're supposed to put those spindly things on ledges of those tall buildings. Otherwise, they'll just perch there and then they'll fall.
Fucking diaries, man.
Darren, do you want to ask the next scenario?
Next scenario. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the next scenario. Of course, I'll ask the next scenario, which I've already got up and I'm not currently searching through my tabs to try and find it. I know the next scenario, and it will be coming shortly. Yes, the next scenario is: what is the next generation-defining technology?
Ryan.
Well, space lifts finally becoming a thing, fostering in a new era of commuter hell.
Wait, what was that?
Space lifts.
Space lifts? What you mean? You mean space elevator sort of thing?
Yeah.
One of those theorized space elevators
Yep,
with a
they'll
counter.
finally become a thing.
Yeah.
Whenever someone talks about space elevators, I always think of the Great Glass Elevator from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
It involves some kind of glass, because obviously the lift operators want to show a pretty view of the Earth becoming smaller and smaller as going up a giant metal rope.
Well, I would also assume it would involve glass in the form of fiber,
fiberglass.
just for communication's sake.
Actually, I've forgotten how space
No,
lifts are
they'd probably
actually
use
made.
fucking radio or something. I don't know. It's carbon nanotubes. What do you expect?
Let's have a look. Let's have a look at a space lift. I should have brought this up before, but
You should have researched space lifts, space elevators. Nobody calls them
anyway,
space
space
lifts.
elevators, carbon nanotubes.
Yeah.
Are one of the candidates.
Yeah, there lots of exciting things happening with the old carbon nanotubes and things like that.
I mean, how far away is that, though?
Oh,
who knows?
fucking forever. Fucking forever. 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, definitely not in my generation.
Everything's always 5 to 10 years away.
I've always wondered, with air travel, how would they get around doing that? Because
They just wouldn't fly through the fucking carbon nanotubes, would they?
Okay, Ryan, there are already maps that planes use to avoid high obstacles like mountains, so they would just add those to the maps.
Yeah, it'd just be it'd be restricted
Yeah,
airspace.
they do that. Yeah, but they do that, and planes still fly through those restricted areas and crash into mountains.
That's because of whatever reasons to do with malfunctions
I'm
in
pretty
their
sure
like
we can
instruments.
safely assume any space elevator would be protected by, fighter jets. Anything approaching it would be told to turn around or to get shot down like that Russian plane did in Turkey.
That's if you have enough faith in humanity that it'll ever actually happen.
We'll kill ourselves before then, I'm sure. But it's nice to think about.
It is nice to think about.
Well, it's nice to think about dying.
No, to think about carbon nanotubes. They're very cool.
Oh, carbon nanotubes. Okay.
I feel really bad because my answer to this question wasn't as serious.
You think your answer wasn't as serious. Just wait till you get to mine.
My answer was the social media brain feeder. You know those brain suckers from Futurama? So
Yeah.
like those,
Except
they suck out.
And it posts it directly to your social media feed.
Yes, exactly.
Amazing.
It's for people who want to broadcast absolutely everything about themselves all the time without needing the effort to do all that typing
24/7,
and
every slightest thought.
all that manual
Absolutely.
stuff.
It's perfect.
Exactly. It all just goes out to Facebook or whatever the social media is of the future. I mean, that's what it's heading towards. Everyone's, giving away all their private information at the moment
go
anyway.
straight to Facebook via all the data collection centers who will then send all your information off to all the advertisers and things. It's a big chain of lots of people making money off your thoughts. But the point is, you don't have to type.
I mean, it saves time in a way. It saves time. You don't have to type. You don't actually have to think about posting things. You don't have to waste time doing that. You just live your life how you normally live your life, and things will be posted up for you via the social media brain feeder.
It's a great innovation because it'll also wipe out criminals, because slightest thought crime, bam, you're gone.
I'm pretty sure the social media brain feeder would start out as a luxury item, but as soon as companies realized their potential, they would lobby for them to be mandatory on everyone's head.
You're assuming companies would need to lobby.
At this point, at that point, companies will be government.
What do you mean at that point? Welcome to FoolishWorks Presents The Cynical Hour.
Yeah. We're a comedy podcast, don't you know?
Is it my turn yet?
It is yours.
Alright, so my idea for the next generation defining technology is smart socks. They're like smartphones, but for your feet. They use a small network of bumps to provide tactile feedback. You make gestures with your toes. I don't get the point of them. None of us will. We're too old. We don't understand this newfangled technology anymore. But all the kids will love them.
So one would say that this is a great feat in technology.
Yes, Ryan, one could say that.
But there is a huge flaw in your plan, though.
Ryan, why?
Ryan, I can only use the sound effects once per episode, otherwise they'll start being overused.
You take your pun-filled mouth and you stick a sock in it. But yeah, so you could use your smart socks to post to, Facebook, that sort of thing. Keep up with all the latest funguses and things. Maybe not the funguses. Let's maybe step away from the funguses.
Won't the social media brain feeder kind of make that useless?
Listen, we're talking parallel timelines here, okay? One in which the social media brain feeder is invented, one in which smart socks are invented. And I think we can all agree that my timeline is a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. More socks means more comfort.
They're nice fluffy socks.
It's a win-win, really, because you get comfortable socks, and
the socks are internet-enabled. There's no downside.
Well, of course, if you're posting to Facebook, on that point, what would Facebook include?
Facebook would include a data mining program that would mine your foot data and then send you helpful advertisements based on your foot history.
Yeah, you'd get a lot of ads for tinea cream.
But only if you had the fungus.
No, it'd just send it to everyone. Everyone will buy it out of embarrassment. And it will also have this helpful algorithm that shows whenever you go to Facebook to check what all your friends are doing, it'll show you a random assortment of things instead of the most recent, despite that's the thing you want to see. You see? It's basically Facebook. It's Facebook, but for your feet.
Wouldn't it be called Feetbook then?
No, it's
okay.
Facefoot.
That'd be silly.
That'd be silly, Ryan. It'd be very silly. And this is a very serious podcast.
Very serious.
We won't stand for that sort of silliness around here.
Okay.
Next scenario, I believe that is Ryan's turn.
Well, maybe it is.
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Who can tell? We can. It is.
Anyway, the question is, the Olympics have introduced a strange new sport to its official list of competitions. What is it called? What is the nature of this sport? And how is it played? And then someone wrote some phallic things underneath it.
Damn it, Jake. Why would you do that?
I didn't write that!
Clearly you did, Jake. It's in bold. You were the one messing around with bold.
Hold on, did you put track changes on this? Oh, look. Oh, I can find out who did that, actually.
Oh, no. Oh, no, the jig is up.
Oh, it's in purple. It's Darian.
The jig is up. It was me. It was me. I did it, and I'd do it again, too. Anyway, I believe it's Jake's turn to answer.
It is my turn to answer. The sport is called rock-shay. Rock-shay is a mixture of crochet and rock climbing.
Oh my goodness, that is amazing.
Yep, you get teams of 3. The climbing teams take it in turns to climb the wall one at a time without ropes, while the rest of the team crochet a net. When each team member reaches to the top, they must jump from the top and fall into the completed net.
That sounds extremely dangerous.
Ah, yes, but beneath there is a pit full of mud which will break their fall, but they will have mud in all of their crevasses for weeks to come.
Oh, dear.
Incidentally, nobody has ever won the sport.
Oh, how do you win the sport?
Well, the conditions of winning the sport is everyone must jump into the created net.
Ah.
So you say it's a sport that always ends on a cliffhanger.
Right, no.
I can't use those sound effects more than once an episode.
Those ones we can keep at only one. What we'll just have instead is a whole crowd of people booing every time, Ryan. Booing and groaning.
But yes, would you be up to playing rock-shay?
Probably not. I can't crochet.
Well, neither can I, but nobody can crochet as fast enough to win anyway, so we may as well try.
What if somebody's really slow at rock climbing?
Well, I mean, maybe that's how you win. That's a good strategy there.
Yeah. I've figured it out. I've solved the riddle of rock-shay.
The riddle of rock-shay.
The riddle.
Okay, Ryan.
Darian.
Oh, Darian.
Oh,
Darian.
Me? Oh, it's my turn. Well, the strange new sport that I have developed for submission to the Olympic Committee is, of course, wrestle golf. By combining professional wrestling and golf, the greatest sport has been created. The players must maneuver their way and their ball through 18 courses. It proceeds much like golf until about a third through the courses, where the players are randomly set upon by costumed wrestlers when they move up to take their shots. The only way to avoid this is to get a hole in one. The frequency of these attacks increases until eventually, by the final hole, the player is also costumed, has discarded their club, and must sink the ball using some form of wrestling move or by perhaps hitting it with a chair, etc. Scoring is the same as regular golf, except you can remove swings by defeating enemy wrestlers with flashy moves and having the ref declare them out.
Out.
As
As in, have to leave the course?
knockout.
Or...
You gotta knock them out. Or,
Can you knock them out by hitting a golf ball at them?
yeah, but that would count as a swing. If you did knock it out, it'd cancel it out.
No, but that'd count towards your
It'd
score.
count towards a score, but then if you did knock them out, that'd take that one away from the score. So if you could do it in one hit, yeah. But it also has the problem of perhaps putting the ball into a disadvantageous place.
That's a case of accuracy, isn't it?
That's just wrestle golf. Wrestle golf. The greatest sport. So yeah, it's golf, but more interesting.
I would definitely watch that. I love playing golf, and I can't really play it anymore.
Yeah, that's gotta suck.
But I can't stand watching golf.
Oh yeah, it takes a particular kind of person to be able to watch golf. Ryan, have you got any thoughts?
Well, unless it's unless like a crocodile or an alligator eats a golf ball, or a pelican takes it, or a seagull gets it. Like that was funny the other day. That seagull took that golf ball, flew off with it. See, those are interesting for golf.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, but the problem is those moments are few and far between.
That's true. It's like cricket.
Whereas now we can have people dressed like crocodiles or seagulls, etc., performing the people's elbow on the ball. It'd be great.
It'd be so much more watchable, so much more entertaining.
Oh yes, I think I forgot to mention the courses do have like rings and pillars and things for you to jump off of.
That just makes things more exciting.
Really, by the time you're getting towards the end of the courses, they're starting to look a lot more like putt-putt golf, mini golf courses that have become disastrously huge.
I would watch that. Extreme putt-putt golfing. That'll be a good thing to watch.
Extreme putt-putt.
Is that your answer?
No, that's not my answer. My answer is going to be a multiple answer question. Because really, I found it very hard to answer this question. And I thought through it. I went, maybe the Olympic Committee will make hot dog eating contests, say, Olympic sport. Or extreme ironing. Or Find the Bagoon. But I've settled on...
Find the Bagoon ends the Olympics, by the way.
Yes, it does. But then I thought, you know what? We'll go with a classic. A classic that has been started from the time of the ancient Greeks. But we put a good twist on it. make it the world's game. Freestyle marathon. Essentially, you start at an Olympic stadium, and you have it's going to be one of the longest Olympic events, of course. But you start at the Olympic at the opening ceremony. Everyone lines up on the track. The starter fires the gun, and everyone just scatters. And the aim is to circumnavigate the world by the time of the closing ceremony. And that's how you find your winner, of course, because the first person that comes back to the closing ceremony is the winner. And with that, it's a no holds barred the competition. You can take any form of transport you want, as long as you circumnavigate around the world.
That actually sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's physically and mentally demanding. Have you ever tried navigating around LAX during Christmas time?
It sounds like it sounds like a really extreme version of the Amazing Race.
It sounds fun, but I have to question if it's absolutely no holds barred. Then then you just have people. There's got to be restrictions, or you just have people chartering a private jet that just flies them around the world.
Well, I mean, I guess that you'd have to put in a budget.
Yeah.
This is the cap. This is the cap of money that you can spend to get around the world.
Yeah, then it's a race to see who can get around the world fastest and the thriftiest.
Well, really,
you could have different medals for different achievements, and have like a system where it's the people who get around in the least amount of money, or the people who get around the fastest, or the people who get around going through the most countries.
I like this.
But the whole thing is that countries pep up their athletes on drugs and that, so we're just making it more out in the open. The person that can pour the most money into chartering a private jet wins.
The person who can get around the world taking the most drugs gets a special trophy.
But the world record stands at 72 days, and that was done by Nellie Bly. And that was without aeroplanes. Fun fact, actually, because essentially she wanted to test out Jules Verne's theory that Phineas Fogg could circumnavigate the world in 80 days. She done it in 72. But that being said, she didn't have a Ministry of Science trying to stop her on the way, though. Or had to deal with customs.
I really should read that book.
Yeah, it's a good book.
I should read a lot of books.
I've heard Jules Verne is fantastic. I've just never read any of
his
them.
books are free. You just download an app, free book app, and read the book.
Yeah. I'll have a look. I'm quite interested.
Or you can buy a cloth-bound one from Folio Society.
No. Do we look like we're made of money? Do we look like we're made of money, Ryan? I question this.
Listen, I could buy a gold-plated version of the Star Wars movies on vinyl.
I could buy a gold-plated copy of Atlas Shrugged and wipe my ass with it, but I won't because I'm not crazy.
Because we can't afford it.
And also because I can't afford it. But mostly the first one.
We are kind of crazy.
We're off, but we're not insane.
Yeah. I mean, we're not clinically insane until that psychiatrist...
I'm not sure about you two, gentlemen, but...
until that psychiatrist listening has sent the bill and given us our diagnoses.
I had an interesting thing happen, actually, the other day, on and off topic.
Oh, yes?
I went to the doctor's surgery for my checkup. Really, to cut a long story short, the fire hydrant exploded and flooded the surgery on the ground floor.
Oh, that's... Oh, dear. What kind of... Wait, the fire hydrant? We have those?
We have the ones that you open the little plate on the ground and you pull out the pipe.
No,
Yeah.
like the fire. No, it's like the ones on the wall that you.
Oh, those ones. Yes.
One of the release valves corroded and fell off. All the water.
Wait, are we talking a hydrant or an extinguisher?
A hydrant, because it's tapping
Hydrant,
it from the
okay.
mains.
Yeah.
I'm lost. How did we get onto fire
They're at
hydrants?
the doctor's office. It exploded and flooded.
On the top floor and went down and flooded the thing. But now I suggested the doctor's surgery that they should offer aquatherapy as one of their services.
They should do that thing that I saw when I was in Indonesia, where they have the little baths full of the tiny fish, and you put your feet in them, and the fish eat all the dry skin off your feet.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
It's weird, and it feels weird, but it's great. It's awesome.
That sounds so cool.
It's a
But we've
brilliant
got robots
business.
to do that now.
Robots. We've got robots to eat the skin off our feet. I think we're
I would prefer fish.
committing really grave crimes against these robots if we're making them eat the skin off our
Well, no,
feet.
they just.
The fish like it. The robots have no choice.
Well, no, they just vibrate and vibrates the skin off your feet, and then the water becomes brown.
I think I'd rather have something eat the skin off my feet. And now it's time for terrible superpowers.
Each episode, we describe a terrible superpower and try to come up with a way to make it useful. This week, you can turn into ice, but only while it's hot out.
I'm going to jump off.
Jake.
Oh, okay.
Yes, well, my answer to this one is stupid. But I would hire myself out as a drink cooler.
As a drink cooler.
Well, most offices inside are air conditioned, so I'm not going to melt too quickly in an office environment.
You'd have to charge like, less than the running cost of a refrigerator, I'd think.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's a living.
I mean, you're asking me to make this useful, and I was trying to think, and there's not much I can do to make this useful.
I'm going to have to jump off Jake's answer here and say that I had a similar answer too. I was going to hire myself out to City Rail and sit in Town Hall Station and call people down on their commute home. But I wouldn't get paid for it. I'd just do it for the company. I'm quite lonely.
His love of trains is too
Combining
great.
my two loves, human interaction and trains.
Yeah, well, okay. My answer then. I'd also rent myself out as temporary lifelike ice sculptures, but only of an overweight, unshaven, disheveled man. That's me.
That's you.
That's me.
I mean, it says you turn into ice. It doesn't say you turn into your
just
sculpture
turn into
yourself.
ice.
I assumed that you turned into a block of ice.
Like me. Me becomes ice. I mean, you can interpret the question otherwise. It doesn't specify a block, but that is an acceptable option for the superpower.
So you could be an art installment.
Really, Darian, I'm a bit disappointed in you, actually.
You're disappointed everyone, Ryan.
Well, no, particularly Darian for this week, because you could have used that power to annoy your neighbour.
I was getting to that.
Oh, okay.
I'd also go into my neighbour's living room, sit on their couch, turn into ice, and wait to melt.
But you die.
Yeah, but I didn't convenience him.
He'd
get mold in the couch.
You'd have to replace his couch.
It'd be
great.
It'd be more useful power to have during the middle of winter, because you'd walk into his house. His house would be warm and hot with the heater on.
But you can only turn into ice when it's hot out. That's the point of the question. That's the point of it. Can't do it in the middle of the weather.
Should we rename this segment?
How will Darian annoy his neighbour?
But if it wasn't that whole while it's hot out, like it was just while it was hot, or the temperature was quite high, middle of winter, you could just go in, neighbour's got his heating on, turn into ice, and he'd be cold for the rest of the evening. Probably get some hypothermia or a cold.
Delicious, delicious hypothermia.
You don't want him to get hypothermia. That can be deadly.
Everything can be deadly. The common cold is one of the most deadly things on the planet. Come on.
I thought it was a flu.
Same difference.
Well, essentially, Darian would... How much do you weigh, Darian?
I don't fucking
Okay,
know.
well, let's say a ballpark figure here of 90 kilograms.
90, that's too low. If I was 90, I'd be... I think last I checked, it was like...
If he was 90, he'd be geriatric.
oh my god, Jake.
Yeah.
I think last I checked, I was at 102, down from 105.
Okay, let's say a ballpark figure here of between 90 and 110. That's a 90 and 110 litres of water that's going to be cascading down on your neighbour.
Yeah.
That's a lot of water. That's a lot of home. That's a lot of damage to your home as well.
I could just sneak into his roof and do it. I'd ruin his roof. He'd get mold.
Or go into the
It'd be
foundations
great.
of his house and commit rising damage.
Yeah. If I was going into the foundation, I'd probably just, release a bunch of termites or something instead.
I think next week
Why do I
what we'll
hate my
do is
neighbour?
how will we all inconvenience Darian's neighbour?
We could do that as a little extra.
Oh, that'd be cool. I like that.
It could be a two-part. First, we try and make it useful, and second, we try and inconvenience my neighbour.
It's like that Heaven and Hell game. You got the best of both 12.
It is agreed, then.
Okay, I know that it seems as if time has gone quickly, but if you have one last thing to say it now.
We actually made it to an hour, and the safe word is goat.
The South will rise again.
Galaxy World will soon be back. Thank you for joining us here on FoolishWorks Presents the Hypothetical Hour. If you have any hypotheticals you would like us to discuss, or if you want to answer one of the questions mentioned in today's episode, you can email us here at hypotheticalhour@foolishworks.com. And if you want to continue listening to three guys discussing nothing of any particular consequence, head on over to foolishworks.com and subscribe.
Oh no, I'm being chased by a Berkshire pig! Delicious, delicious hypothermia.